Assalamu alaikum and good day dear students. Hope you all are fine. Welcome to the YouTube channel of Multan Public School and College. This is O Levels 8 Biology 5090 and I'm your teacher Zunera Nadeem. Today we are going to discuss a new topic, that is carbohydrates. By the end of this video you will be able to know that what are types of carbohydrates. What is starch, glycogen and cellulose? And what is the role of starch, glycogen and cellulose? Before discussing the types of carbohydrates, I will again tell you that what are carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are organic nutrients. It means that they are organic compounds made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. They are naturally occurring sugars, starches and fiber in our food. Main source of carbohydrates are plants, and they are good source of energy for the body. Now, what are the types of carbohydrates? I have already told you that carbohydrates are divided into two groups, that is simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates are further classified into two groups, that are monosaccharides and disaccharides. And complex carbohydrates include polysaccharides. Now we will see them in detail. First of all, monosaccharides. We can also say them simple sugars because they are the simplest form of sugar. They have only one molecule of glucose with 6 carbon atoms. As they are the simplest form of sugar, so they cannot be further hydrolyzed. Their general formula is C6H12 and O6. Glucose, fructose and galactose are the common examples of monosaccharides. These all three monosaccharides differ only in their arrangement of atoms within their molecules. If we look at their occurrence, so glucose, which is also known as grape sugar, is found in minute quantity in all the animals, while fructose is widely spread in plants but uncommon in animals. And galactose, that is the main component of milk sugar and is only formed when that is digested. This galactose is rare in other organisms other than mammals. You can also see this picture which shows that all the three monosaccharides are having 6 atoms of carbon, but the difference is only in their arrangement. Now, disaccharides. A disaccharide is also known as double sugar. Why double sugar? Because each molecule is made up of 2 molecules of simple sugars that are condensed together. They have more complex structure as compared to monosaccharides. Disaccharides include sucrose, maltose and lactose. They have 12 carbon atoms and their general formula is C12H22O11. Disaccharides also differ in details of the arrangement of atoms within their molecules. In the picture, as it is shown, that when 2 monosaccharides combine, one disaccharide will be formed. As when 2 glucose units combine, they will form maltose. When fructose and glucose combine, they will form sucrose. And when galactose and glucose molecules condensed together, lactose will be formed. If we look at the occurrence of these three disaccharides, first of all sucrose. We also call this sucrose as cane sugar. We collect them from sugarcane stems, sweet fruits, and other storage roots like sugar beet and carrots. It is not found in mammals. While lactose is also known as milk sugar. It is found in the milk of all mammals, including humans. It is also occurs in some other similar fluids such as pigeon's milk. Now maltose. Maltose is also known as malt sugar. This occurs in malted cereals and sprouting grains. It is formed from the partial digestion of starch and is a combination of two glucose molecules. As I have told you that in the formation of one disaccharide, two monosaccharides are required. All such reactions results in the loss of water, and we call those reactions as condensation reaction. Now look at what are hydrolytic reactions and condensation reactions. A reaction in which two simple molecules combine to form a larger molecule with the removal of one molecule of water, we call that reaction as condensation reaction. For example, when two units of glucose combine, they will form maltose and water will be removed. Condensation reactions are very important in the formation of large polymers such as starch and proteins. Condensation is the reverse of hydrolysis. So now what is hydrolysis? A reaction in which a water molecule is added to split up a complex molecule into its component units. For example, when sucrose, which is a disaccharide, when water is added in that sucrose, it will split up into its component units, that is glucose and fructose. This type of hydrolytic reactions occurs during digestion. So, both of these reactions are very important biochemical reactions which occurs all the time in our body. Now, another type of carbohydrates is polysaccharides. Polysaccharides are also known as complex sugars because a polysaccharide is made up of many monosaccharide molecules joined together. The process in which these monosaccharides are combined together to form a polysaccharide molecule, we call that process as polymerization. Starch, cellulose, and glycogen are the polysaccharides. All these three polysaccharides are formed from the condensation of many glucose molecules. Now we will see all these polysaccharides in detail. All these polysaccharides, starch, glycogen, and cellulose, are composed entirely of glucose units, but their properties are very different. This is due to the different ways that the glucose units are linked together and arranged. Now first of all, starch. Starch is a polysaccharide consisting of numerous glucose units that are joined together by chemical bonds. Starch is made up of a very large number of glucose molecules that are condensed together to form chains of glucose units. These glucose units are linked together by chemical bonds. A starch molecule may contain as many as 200 glucose units. When starch is hydrolyzed by acid, the bonds are broken and glucose units are released. We can also partially hydrolyze starch by using a suitable enzyme, amylase, which digests the starch to the sugar maltose. Maltose can again be converted to glucose by the action of another enzyme, that is maltase. So, as a result, simple sugar, that is glucose, will be obtained. This polysaccharide is produced by most green plants as energy storage. It occurs in vegetable foods such as cereals, potatoes. They are very important source of carbohydrates in our food. We can also detect the presence of starch by iodine test. So how we will perform this iodine test? We will add few drops of iodine solution in any substance which is containing starch. So the color of that substance will change into blue and black, which indicate the presence of starch. Another type of polysaccharide is glycogen. Glycogen is a polysaccharide which is a storage form of carbohydrate in animals and human cells. Sometimes glycogen is also referred as an animal starch. It is formed when numerous glucose molecules condense to form highly branched chains of glucose units. In mammals, it is stored mainly in the liver and the muscles, and it provides the body with a available source of energy if blood glucose levels decreases. As I have told you that glycogen and starch are suitable as storage materials. Glycogen in animals and starch in plants. So why they are suitable? They are suitable because both these polysaccharides are insoluble in water, so they do not change the osmotic pressure in the cells. As they are larger molecules, so they are unable to diffuse through the cell membranes. Both of them can easily be hydrolyzed to glucose when needed. Their molecules have compact shape, so they occupy less space as compared to other glucose molecules. That's why both glycogen and starch are suitable as storage materials. Now, the third type of polysaccharide, that is cellulose. Cellulose is the most abundant organic molecule in nature. It is a polysaccharide that consists of glucose units linked together to form straight chains, as it is shown in the picture also, where number of glucose units are linked together and form a long chain. Cellulose is the carbohydrate which forms the greater part of cell walls of plants. This will help the plant to remain stiff and upright. However, very few organisms can digest cellulose. Human beings also cannot digest cellulose, but it forms the bulk of undigested matter in their body. That undigested matter or fiber is important to the proper functioning of the large intestine of human beings. This was your whole topic. Hope all the things are clear to all of you. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.